From United Nations Television, this is UN in Action.
In Bolivia, the election of its first indigenous president, Evo Morales, more than 5 years ago, offered the prospect of change for the country's indigenous peoples. But the victory of Jorge Medina, the first black lawmaker into government, doesn't yet signal the acceptance of Afro-Bolivians in the country. According to UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, Navi Pillay, Afro-Bolivians still find themselves living on the sidelines of society.
They are an extremely vulnerable group, denied rights. They are invisible in this country. Their past is even more tortuous than the indigenous populations because their ancestors were brought here forcibly as slaves.
The United Nations has designated 2011 as the International Year for People of African Descent. The year aims at strengthening the integration of people of African descent into society, protecting their rights, and promoting respect for their diverse heritage and culture. But Jorge Medina says racism remains a part of the daily life of many Afro-Bolivians.
If there is a job, they do not receive us and tell us that the post has already been taken. They don't judge us by our qualifications, but by the color of our skin.
Afro-Bolivians descended from slaves brought from Africa in the 16th century. They were sent to the mines of Bolivia and later the sugar plantations of Los Yungas, 3 hours from the capital, La Paz. Today, the estimated 25,000 Afro-Bolivians living in these valleys are a largely forgotten community. They lack schools, health care, and basic services such as electricity and water. Many hope the election of Mr. Medina is the first step in realizing their rights.
Hola, tío. ¿Cómo estás, Jorge? ¿Todo bien? Todo bien, Jorge. Bien, Jorge. Bien, Jorge.
Do you feel your rights are protected? Do you know your rights?
Yes, I am very proud that we are now recognized.
Now we have hope, with a representative from our community who supports us and does good things.
Every Friday, Jorge Medina mixes the sounds of Africa with political rhetoric, using his radio program to speak about issues affecting the Afro-Bolivian community.
I am very optimistic. We have already taken the first step, and now we're like a runaway train. We won't stop until we get our rights respected.
When the 2001 national census asked Bolivians to identify their ethnicity, Afro-Bolivians were forced to select other. Now that they finally have political representation, it is hoped that their next victory will be inclusion in Bolivia's census. This report was produced by Andrew Martin for the United Nations.